Hello, Prim friends. Well, I have to start out this video by saying, first of all, thank you to so many of our Prim friends who have checked in on me to see what is going on with Cape on the Corner and when were we having another video. So in the month of January, I sort of took that time off. It was exceptionally cold here in Ohio. We had, boxes and boxes and totes in our basement. And I took January basically to organize and create for myself a sewing and crafting room in our basement. And it was wonderful. The timing was great because it was just so cold and we had so much snow. Well, as soon as February started, I thought I'm going to get right back into it. And then I've had a allergy asthma attack when I started our some of our flower seeds for our flower farm. So I sound better today. This is my third day on steroids. I tried to start a video on Monday, and yeah, you wouldn't have stayed and listened. So I was barking like a seal, and it just was not a good thing. So I thought, with all of you being just so sweet and so patient and checking in on me, I thought I would do a full tour today of Seville Antiques, as much as I possibly can get through with the amount of air that I am currently getting. And I have some wonderful, exciting surprises that I want to tell you all about, so that you're aware of what is coming up here at Seville Antiques, as well as in our Ohio community of antique shows. It's not all of them that I'm going to talk about right now, but it is a few that are all going to be falling on a particular weekend. So I'm looking around my booth right at the moment, and I've brought several new things in, and I'll talk about those as well. But during the month of February, you will see pink hearts around the various booths in Seville Antiques. Sometimes they are on particular items, and sometimes there will be a booth or a large heart in the corner of a booth somewhere, and it might say 20% off of everything. It might say 25% off. In fact, I think I saw one when I came in today that even said 30% off. Yes, I did. There's one right now that says 30%. Not everybody has the same discounts. I have discounted particular items in my booth, but there are some that the entire booth is on sale. So, February, there will be pink hearts. March, there will be green shamrocks. And then the very exciting news is in April. The same weekend, the last weekend of April, same weekend as Simple Goods and Earlier Times, Seville Antiques will have also a spring open house. I am thinking of all kinds of things that I will be planning on bringing in, some early type style of herbs and things like that. So some plants, and it's just going to be a really fun thing. So we've done them for Christmas, had the open houses, and this one is going to be a spring open house. And I'm just over the moon excited about how that is going to go. So I have all kinds of ideas rolling around in my head right now. So I'll just go around here in my booth kind of quickly. The log cabin that is on the floor there on the left, that is marked and signed on the inside. It does say the Chew Mailhouse Tobacco on the top, but it's actually handmade and signed and numbered. It's number 79, and it was done in 1996. And there's like a label and then the signature on the inside. So that is a very unusual special little log cabin. The large log cabin has special runners on the bottom, and they are made for they could be outdoor. They're special treated lumber, so it can go outside. It can get wet. It's beautiful in the garden. I have it inside because I thought it would be cute here for the shop as well. So several of the flicker candles that are so very popular, I have those in again, some of the pillars, and then several people always like the 2-packs. And so there are 2 pair of the candles. I already ran ahead and put the little batteries in those. So a 2-pack of those flickers are $24 for a 2-pack. Here is a early antique bunny mold. You can see the 2 sides of him there. So if you know it, put it in the comments. It'll probably come to me in about 5 minutes, so we shall see. So one of the other things that I have brought in today, I had one of these fun little Christmas trees. It's not an old one, but it does sort of resemble the feather trees. So the tree by itself, I have it at $65, but I have hand painted all of these little wooden hearts to look like redware hearts. And then they have a wire hanger and a little piece of vintage ticking hanging on that as well. And those little hearts, they're pretty much all different. Again, they're all hand painted. Those are $5 a piece for those little redware wooden hearts. And then I had several of these, the antique hearts from one of the mats. Now, none of these are, I wouldn't say any of them are perfect on the hearts. So just like all of us, maybe when we get to our 50s and 60s, we're not necessarily all just the bright and shiny and young hearts. We've kind of had our own dings and maybe a little worse for the wear, but I thought these were really sweet put on with that little bit of ticking. So those are $12 a piece. And I have several of those hung around the shop and on the tree as well. They're fun to hang on the edge of a crock. So I have a few of those here. They're cute on a handle, one of your knobs on a cabinet. So, you know, just something to think about. I've got a couple of the antique, they were signed by who gave them. Condon, C-O-N-D-O-N, is actually the name on them. That was the little gift for Valentine's Day to Clyde Condon from Lillian Lee. And it's the honeycomb, the antique honeycomb Valentines. This one has a little bit of a condition issue. This one here is much more perfect. And that one I have $55 on, and the other one is $35. I've brought in also a couple of little cupids that are the ice cream molds, the pewter ice cream molds. That one is in the shape of a bell. And this one here, then one of the little early lithograph dolls, and a couple of butter molds that are new to the shop. And then over here, many years ago, she was an Ohio doll maker. This is an original Erica's Cupboard made by Erica Crawford. She's got a wool dress that looks like it's a crazy quilt with a little heart and probably a little Easter egg. She is signed and numbered and dated, I want to say 2002. I think she is 2002. And I have $65 on her, and she is just as sweet as she can be with that wool dress and her little accessories there. So she's perfect for going from Valentine's Day right into Easter. And speaking of Valentine's Day and Easter, I do have a couple of beautiful rugs that my mom has just finished. One of them with the beautiful 2 red hearts, and the other with that sweet, sweet dancing bunny and the tulips. And he's just so cute. So the Valentine's one is $265, and the bunny rug, let me go walk over there again and take a look. The bunny rug is $315, and that I'm happy to ship all of these things that I'm showing you. I'm happy to ship. So I was trying to see. Yes, there were a few things over here as well. These were fun. Cute little cat shelf sitter. This amazing little, very primitive handmade bunny. I have 135 on him, and then this beautiful early glass, like apothecary bottle, and it is a Jaeger's creamy compound liniment external remedy for man or beast. And then of course you see the nice in red right there, and that came out of Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm pretty certain I have $50 marked on that one. So I have a red heart on that square nailed tall back dry sink. Things are coming to me. I'm a little bit out of habit, and I really don't have my voice or my lungs right at the moment, so you'll have to bear with me. We've had some family and some friends that are all dealing with some health issues. January has just been kind of one of those crazy months, and I'm so thankful for how many have reached out and offered their prayers. We have such a wonderful community. I hope, if you have a prayer concern, you don't have to put details, but go ahead and put it in the comments down below. And you are all always in my thoughts and prayers. And I'm so thankful for you, and I'm so thankful to be able to be here and bringing you just these exciting events and things, sales and things that we're having here at Seville Antiques. There's a beautiful high boy back in the corner there. Gorgeous things. There's a Mae West poster. Some incredible artwork. Very pretty candle table. And here also Long Island. Who doesn't like one of those? Long Island paneled ball-footed one-drawer chest circa 1710 to 1720. Gorgeous. So who is coming? I know one of our watchers. I've been communicating with her today that she is already has her and her husband have their flight arrangements already set up to be visiting from Idaho, if I remember correctly, to come for the Seville Openhouse, the spring Openhouse, and Simple Goods and earlier times. So I'm just wondering who else that is watching is absolutely planning on coming to these really special days here in Ohio. This is a very cute booth. This is one of the newer dealers here. How sweet the little donkeys are. Some redware pieces. These are fun for using as soaps or just little tuck-ins. Those are from Turtle Creek. Some really interesting Crocs up there as well. And a nice little box filled with scraps of quilts. Really pretty. Again, nice Crocs. There's a beautiful basket up there at the top. So many shows starting up, getting ready to go. There is Gathered Treasures is coming here in the next couple of months. This booth over here is 20% off of anything over $50. Some beautiful yellowware bowls. There's a sampler there. Some fun wooden skates here on this white chippy window pane. And an absolutely gorgeous blue pantry box with that gorgeous bale handle. Just stunning. This is Dean Hicks' booth. Look at the size of that wooden bowl. One of the things that I always look for is that lip on a bowl, and that one is just enormous. That one is 22 inches by 21 inches. It is footed and it has a 3-inch lip. He has $450 on that, and that is a fabulous price. Here's some neat butter prints. I have not seen that kind of a design before. That's gorgeous. And this one with the bird, beautiful piece. A nice set of bells. He's got 175 on those. This is Michelle's booth. I love this with the little seed lights over the top of that very pretty mantle. She has 20% off. Oops. It's an emergency vehicle going by. Hope everybody is going to be just fine there. Love the white tulips and the sweet little tricycle. So not everyone at Seville Antiques ships. I ship out of my booth. I will tell you the ones that do when I can remember, or which ones that I know do ship. So this is a fun booth here also. Lots of the little log cabins, the log cabin ornaments back there. Very sweet snowman. Beautiful red cabinet. And that blue one on that back wall with those two little like crescent shapes at the top. They almost remind me of the cabinet, looking like it's shaped like a heart on the back. It just doesn't have the point on the bottom, but really a very pretty color. This booth also 20% off. And remember, Seville Antiques is open Wednesday through and including Sundays. That crock is $150. This one is a 3-gallon. That one's $185. So, where was I? Okay, so Seville Antiques. We are located at 14 Milton Street in Seville. Probably just about an hour and 30 minutes from Columbus. About 35 minutes south of Cleveland. Some very neat pieces in there. This is a beautiful booth also. She is a well-known miniaturist. Pieces for doll houses. They're gorgeous pieces, some in here. Very tiny little baskets. Little paper, tiny little purse. Pretty silver purse in the back there. Gorgeous pieces. And that horse is just stunning. He is $400. Beautiful piece. There's a nice couple, I think, or maybe one red, white, and blue coverlet underneath there, and some very pretty Christmas ornaments. There's a repo crock. That's very nice with that blue. Very pretty. The Peasware containers. Look at this. Santa Claus. Just gorgeous. And then here, this diorama. The ship and that blue that's in the background is just stunning. One of those colors that is really sought after in our primitive decorating. There just adds such a gorgeous spark to your design. In fact, I'm looking here, and it's showing up right there in that magazine. New Jersey farmhouse, 100-year-old home in the Ramapo Ramapo Mountains is perfect setting. Beautiful. That is that piece right there. So Jo Rose's booth here, lots of interesting pieces. Her booth, she has one of the pink hearts up, 25% off of everything. It's a fun time for dealers to kind of move some things out so that they have room to bring in some of those wonderful finds that will be coming for that spring open house. So this area, I think this one is currently available for rent. So if you are I don't want to speak out of turn unless perhaps it's already has been, but if you are really into this wonderful primitive style, this early American, these really just beautiful 17, 18, 19 century type style of pieces, and this wonderful farm country look, give them a call at Seville Antiques because there are, the last that I heard, there were a couple of booths that had come available. This is another one of those booths that is very full. This one is 15% off of everything in this booth. Lots to see here. I always suggest to people that when you come into a show or a shop, that you go in and, depending on what the flow of traffic is when you go in, but go in and go around and go all, let's say, to the left, and to enter each booth and out, but you're going always towards the left. And then before you are really done, either in that shop or in that booth or at a show, go back and go the opposite direction, because it is really amazing how different things will catch your eye depending on which way you're walking into that area. It's just, and it happens every time. You'll be like, wait a minute, did we go down this row? Is this a completely new part of the show that we didn't see before? But it really is just because you're coming at it from a completely different angle. So it's always fun. It's almost like you're going to see two shows instead of one if you do it that way. Again, there's a beautiful piece of that blue-green peg rack up there. Again, that seems to be catching my eye here today. Some very pretty crocks with the letters and the floral. There's a 2-gallon there as well. Let's see, in this booth, these are some really fun pieces. A whole stack of wonderful bowls. The one at the bottom there that has a lip, and that one is priced at $78. So great prices as well. Some nice dry buckets and dry bins. And this booth, 20% off over $50 items. Those are a pair of really pretty green shutters. It really is a dramatic look. Nice frame. There's a couple of snowbirds and some nice butter paddles. I love how worn they do get sometimes on the edge from all of that being handled. A nice yarn swift or yarn winder. Nice pieces here. Beautiful wooden bowl. And some Hudson Bay blankets, it looks like. That bowl's been painted with a scene on the inside, and it has a really nice lip and a very nice shape to it. But yeah, several of the Hudson Bay blankets. That one is a 4-point, so that is talking about the different stripes that are in it. So this is Diane Garner's booth. Her shop, she's, I think, on Facebook also as Miss Lily's Antiques. So make sure you check that out. If you're wanting to follow me as well on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page for Tweedthistle Primitives, Tweedthistle Farms, which is our flower farm, and then also for the Cape on the Corner, which now that, well, number one, that I can breathe and that I can talk and not cough constantly, the videos will be starting up and starting to become much more regular again. There's a lot of things that are coming up. A wonderful shop hop with Weathered and Whimsy and Bridgewater Primitives. That one is in the very near future. Make sure you check out their Facebook pages. They are only, maybe 45, Bridgewater is probably 45, 50 minutes, I would say, maybe, from this area right here. So another great little jaunt to hop from there to here. Diane does ship, Diane Garner, from this booth right here. So if you see something that, again, catches your eye, that's a very pretty pine cabinet. She has a sign over here also, 20% off of anything over $50. Cupboard with mini cubbies. It has just had been so cold. This is really like one of those, our regular old-fashioned winters like we had when I was a kid growing up, you know, where you had to walk uphill both ways to get to school in the snow. Or most of you out there also now still watching from places that have been terribly cold. I follow a YouTube channel that is out of New York, and she was saying that they had 4 feet of snow, and then a couple days later they got another 4 feet of snow. And I just, you can't complain too much about what we got, because we certainly didn't have to deal with that. So it has been, at least every now and then we do get some sun, and I think that makes all the difference in the world. There's some neat, unusual spatter crock. What is this saying? F.H. Weeks, Akron, Ohio. Those are very unusual. Very rare pieces. Seville Antiques also has a Facebook page, so if you haven't already, you want to definitely make sure to check that out. This is a lovely booth, some unusual pieces, always. This piece right here really definitely caught my eye when I came in earlier. It very much reminds me of one that I had seen in Shaker Village in Kentucky. That little bench. It says wonderful small bench in original paint with lower tray. Yeah, I really like that one. That beautiful piece, lots of grain painting there. This shop, Seville Antiques, is over 5,000 square feet. So it's always Dealers are always constantly bringing in new things as pieces move out. I've brought a lot of those Valentine, and I have more of some Easter things to bring in as well. But if you did see something there that you were interested in, please don't hesitate. The best way to reach me, and we keep things all in order, is to send me an email to gi4224@yahoo.com. And I will make sure that that is on the screen as well. But that just kind of keeps things in order for me. And by time for when it came in, sometimes the comments below, it doesn't always end up being at the same. It's harder to keep a track in order. Such cute pieces here. The bunnies. I am such a fan of the bunnies. Very sweet. There's a Santa back there as well with a little light. He looks like he's got a little piece of beesware right there. Goodness. All right, we will head down this way. This is Matt Ershman's booth. Always very you're always going to see the pieces with the very early paint in Matt's booth. That's a very unusual bowl, and look at these repairs here. That is amazing. And a Tommy candle stick, all these rye baskets. Fresh leghorn eggs. Reminds me of the cartoon character. Was his name Foghorn Leghorn? Oh gosh, I may be dating myself there. His booth is 20% off. All of his pieces here as well. Again, we're making room for the spring. This is Gleaner, the Gleaner's booth here in Seville Antiques. Her shop is in Ashland. The big shop is down in Ashland. I'm hoping to do a video there in the next not too distant future. This is Margie's booth. She's always got a great eye for these early pieces as well. And look at that crewel chair. Wow. Love that sort of salmon color. I know Margie does ship also from here and from Gleaners. Pretty desk. Always love the leather bound books. This is such a big place, and there is an apartment above too, so I'm hearing people walking, pounding with their feet. Wonder if you are hearing that as well. Here's a nice crossbuck table, kind of with that gray paint. Such a soft look. Some stoneware. Here's a sweet painting and a very geometric hooked rug up there. Definitely always want to be looking up when you're in these when you are in these booths, because they do take advantage of all the square inches everywhere in the shop. Here's some pieces of stone fruit. 4044. Look at that number on that. That is a pomegranate. Red ripe. Free ripe. And then also some nice stone grapes. Let's see if we can Probably need to turn a light on back here somewhere. Hopefully I can find another one. There's a nice red and blue sled. 20% off here in this booth, all DBN items. They also kind of focus on some of these painted pieces. There's that beautiful blue in that box there. That is pretty. And then here, gorgeous blue carrier. Neat pieces. There's a red box. Here a batter pitcher. It's coming to me, guys. It is practice, I guess. When you don't have enough air going to your brain. Don't want to start coughing. So this is Gina's booth. Yeah, this is Gina's booth. She has 20% off of all items here in her booth. Beautiful baskets. Nice cabinet there. I like with the different color at the bottom. It just really kind of makes it an accent there. And very pretty candle table here. I love the edge on that top. Oops, let's see. That is very pretty. Huh? All right. Gorgeous table. There's some nice snowshoes. We were just talking about being out and about in the cold, and another one of the YouTubers that I love to follow, maybe you do as well, Roots and Refuge. Why don't you put in the comments, are there some others that you love to follow? They don't have to be antique, but Roots and Refuge, because I love to garden, that is another one that I just absolutely adore. And Jess will often say that she is a frost tender flower. She does not like the cold. And honestly, that applies to me as well. Let's see if I can find another light switch here. It's been a while since I've done it, and I'm not sure where they all are. So look at the size of this spinner bowl, 10.5 inches. This one is $139. That is a shape that you don't see very often. It is so deep. Are you able to see that? Really nice. I've been really enjoying some audiobooks when I'm weeding and when I'm planting seeds and working in my garden, and I'm looking forward to starting that up again and listening to some, especially the mysteries and just some of the psychological thrillers, I guess. There was one in particular, a couple in particular that I really enjoyed last year, and if I will look up what the names of those were, and I will put those on the screen as well. So if you are a fan of books or of audiobooks, put some names in the description down, or in the comments down below. I would love to hear what your favorites are, and I will put them on my list, my reading list for this spring and summer. It's funny, I have a harder time sticking with kind of the monotony of planting or weeding. I'm always kind of off to do something else, and it has to happen for the flower farm. If you don't plant it, you won't get the blooms. But it is funny that when I am listening to an audiobook, I can just keep plugging right along. I'm listening to the story. I know that I've got, my day just goes right on along, and I get a lot accomplished that way. Well, we'll go down the main aisle now. That's a nice peg rack, and I like the shape of that cutting board. Sort of a tombstone, but it has the small section there at the top. I hope you are all well, and like I said, if you do have a prayer, go ahead and put it down below. And like I said, no details. You don't have to put details, but I know we have some family friends that are, hopefully not anxious, but have some things that they're having to go through some testing, and we have as well. You do what you got to do, and you get through it. You say a lot of prayers, and you rely on the prayers of others as well. So I just think that we are such a wonderful community of people, that I've met so many of you in person, and so many have reached out in sending me messages, and I truly, truly am thankful for all of that. Like I said, I tried to do a video and let you know on Monday even what was going on, but I listened to it back, and first of all, it didn't even sound like me, and I couldn't, nobody would have wanted to listen to my voice sounding like that. So I did find the light switch for this area, so I thought I'd come back and give you a good quick glimpse here. There's a nice rolling pin that looks like could be maybe bird's eye maple. This is Dennis and Barb Schroeder's booth. I am excited about starting a lot of the herb seeds that when we have that spring open house, that I'll be able to have a lot of some unusual things that maybe you don't always see or find in your local nursery unless you start things yourself. And one of the things I've already started are some of the spinner gourd plants. So I should have several of those available for you as well. And the fun thing about the spinner gourd plants really is that once you plant one in an area that you're happy to have it, you'll never find every single one of the spinner gourds when you harvest them. So because you can't find all of them, you will have them pop up then year after year, because the next one then will just come up from one of the spinner gourds that was left behind. And as long as you're not growing several different types of gourds all in the same area, then they won't cross-pollinate, and you will still end up with a spinner gourd, like the little ones, the little Tennessee spinner gourds. So that is always a fun plant every year. So for the last several years, I have not even had to plant them, because they're coming up on their own from a single gourd or two gourds that I've just missed. I always get to about this point and I can't seem to find. Ta-da! Yep, I still have one that I don't have off. Shucks, how does this happen every time? This is Lori Hollow's booth also. Love that pop of that vibrant blue and red quilt. I'm so excited to have my craft room that we worked on all of January ready to go. Got finally, after 40 some years, I finally took my sewing machine to have it cleaned and serviced. Are you like me? When you think of it to have it done, it's when you want to use it. Well, then I don't take it because I want to use it. So this time I did the grown-up thing and I said, no, I'm going to wait and I'm going to go ahead and get it serviced. So I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm very excited that it should be almost like using a brand new machine again. So I'm looking forward to that, and I have some really unique, some fun things that I'm planning on doing with it. So that's coming. Today, having the booth kind of updated here for Valentine's Day was a big deal. I needed to get that done, and like I said, I do have a bunch of Easter stuff that I want to bring in as well. So that will probably be coming in tomorrow. 20% off. This is Deborah Priest's booth. She's always got some really beautiful early pieces. The furnace fan is on behind me. I hope that you can hear me over that. And I'll turn off here before too long. There's a pretty red on sort of a taupe background, really pretty. Rare sampler. Oh, rare sampler by a boy. James Harrison's work, May 1826. Isn't that unique? Really neat. James Harrison. There's a very nice silhouette, early framed, painted silhouette of a boy. Aw. And how cute. Look at this, framed on some sort of a motorcycle. I'm going to go up close to it. I'm wondering if anybody is able to know what kind that is. If you know, put it in the comments. Look at that really pretty wallpaper basket, and then some books down there at the bottom, the calico covered books. John and Grace Brock's booth is 25% off of stoneware and lanterns. I love how they have these doors on top of this small mantle. It just really, pair of unusual shutters, and the lock works. Oh, it must be underneath that very pretty sampler frame, early sampler, 1797. Goodness. There's another gorgeous sampler above, and a whole bunch of stone fruit pieces here as well. Lots of quilts. So I hope you will be coming into the shop here in the next few days. When you come in, make sure you let them know at the desk that you watched it here on the Cape on the Corner. There's an interesting early checkerboard and a very unique letter here as well. Wonder if there's anything that they have to do with the checkerboard. I'd have to sit for a minute and take a look at that. I've recently read some letters that my great-grandmother had written back in the 1960s. And I realize as I'm struggling even with the cursive, even though I learned how to write in cursive, it's sort of one of those dying arts. And I wonder how many, of this generation, of those who are maybe in their teens and 20s, wouldn't even be able to read. It's not high, English writing or early German writing. My mom, that was her first language, and that's very hard to read. Well, I'm hoping this fan isn't too terrible here. Well, thank you. So this is Carol Schulman's booth. She has 25% off the entire booth. There are several of the hog scraper candlesticks. And I'm always looking to see what the bottoms look like. This one looks like it is impressed. There is a name. Too close. Well, you can see a line there. There is a name impressed in that, but I'm not sure what it is. Very nice. Beautiful pieces. She always has some gorgeous artwork on the walls. Joseph Schindel was born in Manor Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, March 18th, 1811 perhaps. Sarah Smith, March 1809, I think that might say. And this over here, I think, is a lock of someone's hair. Aww. Very unique, very beautiful pieces. Pieces of history that we're so blessed that somebody has kept. They've maintained them. They have held on to them because they found them to be important just as we do. Lovely. There's a nice candle stand, and again, several pieces of the stone fruit. And I notice how this one here even looks almost like it has the little bit of bruising, which is always fun to find in those pieces, to have that little extra bit of character. Another beautiful booth. This booth, I'm seeing the little hearts, 15% off any redware piece, 20% off of 2 or more that are marked ACL. Nice humpback trunk piece there with the wallpaper. Some unusual shaped boards. That one there has that neat tombstone top. Another beautiful sampler. Seville definitely does have several of those in most cases, unless someone has come in and cleared us out, which on occasion does happen. I like that early dry surface shelf. I really like that. I love it because it is so deep. That is really neat. And you can use it both ways. So you can use it this way and it's open on the sides, or you could hang it flipped over the other way and then you have the back behind it. So just some options when you're doing things. Nice scrub box. And she often does have some of the early lighting pieces. And there is a little redware crock right here that keeps catching my eye. This lovely, that ovoid shape. I do have a collection of these myself now. Simple handle. And that one is $185. So definitely not a bad price for that. But love those early lighting pieces. And then the dry measure, again in that blue, sort of the theme here today. Grain measure, 4" by 4.5 inches tall, good blue over what appears to be an original blue. So it looks like it was a blue and then another blue over the top of that. Nice onion bottle that's shaped with that kind of bulbous shape there at the bottom. Really nice punch tin lantern. She has that one marked down as well. I like this little apothecary for the cloves and allspice, cinnamon. Pretty. $2.25. I like that sort of a honey color. And then that nice pantry jar. And lots of crocks over here on this side. Very pretty. So I know I've talked a lot, talked just kind of, stream of consciousness, I guess. But I hope you will comment down below. Let's get this channel rolling again. What else would you like to see? And if you are in the Ohio area and you would enjoy having your house featured on the Cape on the Corner, send me a message or send me, a note in the comments below, because I am always looking for other homes and other shops to video. So do have some on the horizon, but sometimes people want it to be just perfect, and it is perfect. It is perfect. You're just looking for the next and the next and the next of what you want to do to it. So stop that. Let us see it how it is, and we'll go from there. So take care, everyone. Again, we're at 14 Milton Street in Seville, Ohio. Open Wednesdays through and including Sundays, 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock. If the weather is really awful or exceptionally cold or a crazy amount of snow, check on their Facebook page, because they would update there if something were to come up. So take care. I have missed you probably more than you have missed me, honestly. We will see you very soon in the next one. Take care and stay warm.